My home, you're in the comfort of my home.
Yes.
Welcome, people. My name is Antonin, I'm a director of photography, and this is Davy, assistant director of photography. I was born in a lovely little village in the south of France called Pertuis. After that, my mom moved for work to Morocco from 6 to 8. From 8 to 14, I was in Madagascar. She moved again. From 14 to 17, I was in Réunion Island, which is, for those who don't know, it's a small French territory lost in the Indian Ocean. And then I stayed in Paris for my college for about 3 years. And then I moved to China, stayed there for about 4 years, a good 3-4 years, still studying Chinese and trying to find out what the hell I would do with my life. Then I stayed in France for about 2-3 years, if I recall properly, before moving back to China for another 12 years, and now I've been in the States for 6 years. So the passion and interest for videography didn't start till much later in my life. So I did a lot of modeling work, not so much because I was like in shape or whatever, just because I was a white guy, put it this way, in an Asian market that was just starting to boom. And so I did an advertising school in France for about a year and a half, and I landed my first job in an advertising agency. And that was great, but again, I was enjoying myself very much in the ad world, but I had all this Chinese baggage, if you will, that was left unused in France. So in 2005, I made the decision to try to bridge both and try my luck in China. So I was fortunate enough to work for Coca-Cola China and being involved in big brands, including TV shoots, print ads, and be able to work on the creative side while talking and being able to communicate in Chinese, which was, again, at the time, a huge asset. But the more I was involved in TV shoots, the more I was kind of like, this is very daunting, very interesting, very new. And at the same time, it sounded so cool, you know, big lights, big equipment, and this sort of things. And so in 2011, I've decided, fuck it, I want to do a short film. And so I invested pretty much all of my savings into my first short films, which was a disaster, obviously, because I had no production experience. I did not listen to anyone. After that, I was sort of a troubled agent in China. In the meantime, on the personal life, I got that little fucker over here, and I also met the person who would become my wife in China, not her. In 2015, she was not enjoying China that much, and she proposed me to join her into moving back to the US, and I was like, sure. As we were getting situated in Chicago, my wife reconnecting with a culture and country, and me discovering a new culture and country, we had a son, and his name is Marcus, and now he's 4.5 years old. I never thought of myself being a father. I'm 41 years old. I got my son Marcus when I was 37, and I had this image in my head of like I was piloting a plane, and the plane was like fucking down on from the sky, and I was like, I'm not a fucking pilot. I don't know how to do this, like touching buttons and stuff, like trying to figure out with screaming passengers at the back, being put in a role that I didn't have, and somehow I was having this thing, almost comically, that there was a gentle tap on my shoulder, and standing around, there was that guy who was like saying, I'm your lawyer, you just want $60 million. And I was telling him back like, great news, terrible timing, you know, and that was essentially what these two lines were in my head all the time during this month after she announced that she was pregnant. It was like, great news, terrible timing. So it was like, yeah, fuck. It was just like going on and on until that changed when we went for the first echography, you know, and when I heard the heartbeat. That just did it for me. I was like, okay, I'm not prepared, we'll just wing it, you know. It's maybe there's no point being prepared. Maybe this sort of things just take it, because it's, first of all, it's cold, and also when you hear that heartbeat, even though you may be not, maybe you may be annoyed at your wife, you may be pissed off at your wife, you may be loving her so much, you may be realizing that you don't actually love her. All of these don't matter. The point is, there is a living thing that is growing into a belly, and that thing is hers as well as yours, and so you just can't screw it up. It's just your moral compass just tells you can't run away. So when I look back at my life, which has not been really fully planned, with a lot of things that happen unexpectedly, I often wonder, in my next decision or my next milestone, should I think about it? Should I anticipate for it? Should I try to actually have a plan? And my answer to that has always been, actually, no, I don't. I just need to be obviously anticipating and preparing to a certain level, but at some point you don't create opportunities. I think opportunities find you first, and then it's up to you to actually make it an opportunity or just let it pass. I think that it's more of a wing it when you can, prepare it a little bit, but just at the end of the day, allow yourself to be embracing possibilities that pass, as opposed to think that just because you do something, you create possibilities.